The Repeating Crime, July 25th. I found myself sullied by hidden things. I couldn't find what was bothering me. It was a thing on my brain. I closed my eyes, and I imagined a situation that I might see somewhere. Something that was probably happening somewhere in the world right now. In the ancient capital, life is going on as normal. What was once an important city is now one of moderate importance. Trains and buses drive through it. Local people drive their cars up and down the roads going out for the day, driving in a circle and coming back in the evening. A typical road will have a train track running parallel to it, and maybe a waterway on the other side. The roads will have chain store restaurants and furniture outlets. Everyone needs junk food and furniture. The cars and trucks drive along the road. It is a bright day, warm, and the sun is shining. Everybody is living their lives as normal. A man is standing on the side of the road, doing nothing in particular. He is drinking juice from some sort of bottle. He sees the cars and trucks and buses driving by him, nobody caring who he is. This somehow enrages him. He sees a tour bus coming toward him. He starts to make out the driver and the tour guide standing in the front of the bus. The big front windshield is like a wall coming forward. It will just brush past him, and if he sticks his arm out, it will probably hit it. At the last moment, he decides to throw the bottle in the air toward the other side of the street. The bus, hurtling forward, collides with the heavy bottle at a weird angle mid-air. The large, heavy plate of glass shatters. The driver, blinded by glass and shock, loses control of the bus, and it careens out of control and hits a telephone pole which snaps in half. The driver and the tour guide are thrown out of the bus, their shattered bodies falling limp into the street, while the bus crashes to a halt and eventually turns over. On the other side of the street, a woman has seen what has happened. She is an illegal alien and doesn't want to meet the police when they come to investigate the crime. The man who threw the bottle, shattered by what he has done, notices across the street that the woman is staring at him. She recognizes him as a patron of the video rental shop she works at. Their eyes meet. She turns and runs away down the street. He doesn't know what she will do, so he crosses the street and begins to chase her. They are beginning a life of adventure together. Several minutes later, a few kilometers down the same street, another person has an impulse to throw another bottle at a different tour bus. And a few kilometers down the street, yet another person has a similar impulse. And a few more kilometers down the same street, yet another, and yet another, and yet another. The road is blocked for 100 kilometers. It looks like an earthquake zone. Weeks and months go by. The vandals are never caught. Nobody knows why it happened. There is hand-wringing and head-shaking, and the newspapers are full of the news for a long time. A new word is coined: manslaughterists. Eventually, interest subsides and other important events take precedence in the news. At that moment of relaxation, at the same spot, in the same road, the man is standing again. He has a drink bottle in his hand. He hasn't felt good for the past week, maybe longer. He doesn't feel like himself. The woman he was living with has been deported by the local authorities since she had overstayed her visa and was working illegally. He is having health problems, and he hasn't heard from his family in over a month. What is troubling him? What isn't troubling him? Suddenly, his world becomes a blaze of anger. Who are these people? Why do they have opportunities that he doesn't? The cars are driving by him. Inside each car is a person. The blank expressions on their faces show that they only care about themselves, their cars, their own little unimportant worlds. What happened to the times when people cared about things? He sees a tour bus coming towards him, and for some reason he decides to throw the glass bottle in the air toward the other side of the street. It collides mid-air with a large billboard-sized windshield right at the front of the bus, catches it in the middle and shatters it. The driver cannot see through the cracks and splinters. He's traveling at a high speed and careens off of the road. Minutes later, down the same road, a similar incident occurs. And another. And another. And another. The road looks like a no man's land in a city torn apart by civil war. Life is an amazing mystery. The people writing to the papers had the same outrage, but the incident is never satisfactorily explained, even though it has happened on so many occasions. Who can explain the patterns of irrationality in these troubled times? Incidents like these have occurred throughout history in different forms. This is the ruthlessness of the vindictive spirits that we have created. The editorials scream, where people care as little for others as they do for themselves. Is this human nature? Many people believe that it is, and hope that they don't have the same bad luck. Each person who died because of this stupidity has a dozen close relatives who will grieve and torment about the needlessness of this situation every day. What do they know or want or see? But despite the arguments of our philosophers and the bulletproof windshields that are installed in every tour bus going to that city, it is only a matter of time before this simple but deadly crime occurs again on the same street by the same people to the same bus company.